What's up, guys? It's your boy Jay. Welcome to Jay's World. So let's talk hot topics. Y'all know how we do it, so let's get into it. Okay, well, first of all, I have to start off on a sad note. Actor Luke Perry has died. He died of a massive stroke. I believe he was 54 years old. I remember just a few days ago when they had announced that Luke Perry had a massive stroke. I was like, wow, I was very shocked, but given his age, I don't know, I guess I sort of figured that he would pull through. I didn't know how bad his stroke was, and apparently his camp wasn't letting out a lot of, details about the whole situation. And then it was just like, wow, they announced just a couple of days ago that he in fact has passed away. So just very shocking and very sad, I can't necessarily say that I was a 90210 fan. I didn't watch the show, but Luke, when you think of Luke Perry, you just think of that whole time back in the 90s when a lot of those startup shows with the Fox network, I believe, it was just like 90210, Married with Children. All of those shows pretty much came out at the same time. And it just, hearing his name in 90210 just sort of takes you back to that fine time of really good television, good scripted television. This is when we actually had writers and theme songs, and it was just a whole different era in television. Hopefully we are getting back to that, because y'all, I'm just over the reality shows. I'm just over it. Rest in peace, Luke Perry. Okay, next I want to talk about Steven Spielberg versus Netflix. So if you guys have not heard, basically Steven Spielberg is sort of duking it out with Netflix, if you will. They're sort of going back and forth. And here's the situation. First of all, Steven Spielberg is Hollywood royalty. You know what I mean? I'm talking The Color Purple, E.T., etc., blah, blah, blah. The man's list of accomplishments in cinema is just as long as my arm. So, and everyone loves and respects Steven Spielberg. Well, Steven Spielberg, after the Oscars, is pretty much having issues with the fact that Netflix and a lot of their movies are getting Oscar nominations. Steven Spielberg is old Hollywood. So as far as Steven Spielberg is concerned, if you're not making films like he does, from a director's point of view, you really shouldn't be nominated for Oscars, because Netflix, as you all know, is a streaming service. Pretty much all of us have Netflix at this point. I have Netflix, you got Netflix, you got Netflix, you, and Netflix, I just love Netflix, and a lot of us do. Even though they have raised their prices, I think they've gone to from $11.99 to $15.99. I know I'm paying $15.99 for my Netflix, but I love it. Lots of original programming, lots of original movies. I mean, we're talking good stuff, good quality movies and original shows on Netflix, And well, so Steven feels that, hey, I'm a director, I create these movies. I'm not a part of a streaming service, so I feel that they should not have the same, or they should not receive the same recognition that real directors receive, So he feels that they should not be privy to getting Oscar and Golden Globe nominations. Well, Netflix clapped back, and basically this is what they said. We love cinema. Here are some things we also love. Access for people who can't always afford or live in towns without theaters. Letting everyone, everywhere, enjoy releases at the same time. Giving filmmakers more ways to share art. These things are not mutually exclusive. Well, there you have it. So I guess Netflix was like, hey, I'm sorry, you know what? I mean, that was their clapback. And I have to say, I'm siding with Netflix because they bring up a lot of good points. Not everyone can afford to always go out to the movies and pay $11 to $15 for a movie, plus popcorn, plus drinks. Have y'all really priced movie popcorn and drinks lately? I mean, like, seriously. First of all, it costs about anywhere from $12 to $15 to get into the movie theater. And if you want a drink is about $4 to $5, $6. And then they're charging $8 to $9, $12 for a tub of popcorn. And oh Lord, you better not want a candy bar. Because if you want a candy bar, that's an additional $5 or $6. I mean, a movie date for two people can run you easily, and I'm not even exaggerating, it can run you easily $60. And imagine if you have a family, you're a couple or you're married and you have children. Hell, that's like $100. You know, ain't nobody got time for that. Whereas Netflix allows everyone to stream a movie or stream a television show. They are able to stay at home in the comfort of their living room. They can wear what they want to wear. They got a kitchen full of popcorn and snacks, you know, and it just makes things better for everyone around. You know, don't get me wrong. I love going to the movies. I really do. Movies are expensive these days, you know, and I'm trying to save my pennies, man. So I see both sides of the argument, but I have to say I am siding with Netflix. So sorry, Steve, but I'm team Netflix on this one. So there. So next, I want to talk about Wendy Williams is back. Woo! Wendy Williams is back. Now look here. Now y'all know I have given Wendy Williams a hard time here at Jay's World. You know, I've dragged Wendy Williams a little bit, you know, but hey, she deserved it, you know. But at the same time, I will give props where props are due. Wendy Williams is amazing at what she does. So, and to be honest, as much as Wendy Williams gets on my last nerves, I really do have a love-hate relationship with her. And it was honestly good to see Wendy Williams back. She looks good. You know, she was, well, y'all see, look at her. I mean, she really looks good. I love that she's wearing her hair short, you know, and she had some little black deal on, and, you know, with the kind of the breast out a little bit, you know, and she had her tennis shoes on or whatever. So she came out, she addressed the audience with her hot topics, and Wendy Williams did not talk about her marriage situation. That's right. She didn't say anything about the husband. She didn't say anything about the side chick. Well, okay, I take that back. She did address it, but she didn't address it. You know, she basically, you know, showed her ring, and she said, this ring is still on my finger. You know, marriages go through ebbs and flows, and she's been married a long time. And as long as this ring is on her finger, don't ask her about her marriage, because you can only ask her about her marriage if the ring is not on her finger. And so she didn't address it, but she sort of lightweight addressed it. And my thing is this, Wendy, you are the Hot Topics queen. You've built your career on Hot Topics. And if you're going to be the Hot Topics queen and talk about things that are hot topics, I expect you to live in your truth. And Wendy, you are going to have to address this. And I'm going to need a little more than what you gave us. If you can't address it, Wendy, then you know what? You don't need to do Hot Topics. And if you're going to do Hot Topics, you definitely can't talk about anybody else's marriage until you address your own marriage and your own problems. Point blank, period. I'll take you talking about anything else. You can talk about the latest fashions. You can talk about somebody falling down on a red carpet. You can talk about the latest movies. You can talk about anything, but you need to stay away from people's marriages on your Hot Topics reviews if you can't address your own. Live in your truth, Wendy. Live in your truth. All right? Okay. But other than that, I'm glad to see you back. So congratulations, Wendy. All right. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's talk about it. Leaving Neverland. The new HBO documentary featuring Ray Robeson and James Safechuck. I can tell y'all right now, I personally believe it was a carefully crafted hit job to destroy the legacy of Michael Jackson. Now, I watched it for myself. I didn't want to just read an article about it or just hear about it and try to render an opinion. I really wanted to come to you guys and give you my honest opinion on it. Now, I don't have many things to say about it because I feel some kind of way and I don't want to come across too angry because it really did piss me off. But I must tell you, I don't believe either of these guys. I don't believe either of them. I believe they're both liars. I believe they're both opportunists. And I do believe they have combined with bigger powers to further try to destroy the legacy of Michael Jackson. I really do feel that. And on top of that, they both lied in court anyway. They lied under oath. And so they actually should be sitting in jail for perjury. So I wasn't feeling the whole thing. I saw it from the beginning to the end, you know, with all the violins and the music and the special lighting and Wade Robeson with his lion tail. And it just burned me up. So no, sorry. Not feeling it at all. Both of these guys are liars. Point blank, period. But I want to take this a step further and address Oprah Winfrey. Now, I'm just going to let you guys know right now, if you are an Oprah Winfrey fan, you may want to click off of this video at this point because I don't have necessarily nice things to say about Oprah right now. I really honestly don't. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to click off here. All right. I'm assuming that you clicked off because I want to take it straight to Oprah. Oprah, I feel you are dead ass wrong for jumping on board with this crap. I really honestly do. You know, there was no need for you to pile on to Michael Jackson the way you did. There just wasn't. As far as I'm concerned, Oprah, the Jackson family has honestly been good to you over the years. And when I say over the years, I'm talking about over the decades. They've been good to you. They've granted you interviews that no one else could get. I remember when this stuff first started in the mid 90s. Michael Jackson opened up his entire home to you, Oprah. He granted you an interview over Barbara Walters. You were the exclusive. You were the only person that could get that interview from Michael Jackson. It started there. And then over the years, Michael granted you another interview years later talking about this stuff. You've interviewed Janet Jackson. You've interviewed Katherine Jackson. Hell, about 7 or 8 years ago, you came to the ranch and interviewed Michael Jackson's children. No one got a chance to interview Michael Jackson's children, and you did. All because you lured that family into a false sense of security. You made them feel that it was okay, that you would be safe, and you would be a person that they can actually trust and grant you interviews. And you did it all for views. During that time, you were on you had your own show. But now, this latest thing, you're doing it for ratings for the own network. I just think the whole thing is just despicable. I honestly really do. And let's talk about your sidekick, Gayle King. She got on my nerves as well because she was talking trash about Michael Jackson on the CBS show. You know, she's an anchor on CBS Morning or whatever it's called, you know. And I knew something was wrong then because the way she talked about Wade Robeson and James Sachuk. Oh, well, I just feel so bad for them, and I'm kudos to them for spilling out their hearts and everything. I'm like, really, Gayle? Really? So usually, if Gayle says one thing, Oprah is pretty much feeling the same thing. You know, as far as I'm concerned, Gayle does not have an original thought in her own head. You know, whatever Gayle says, you know, Oprah says. So that's pretty much where I am with that. But yeah, I just think the whole thing is just wrong. Oprah, you are so foul, and I'm just disappointed with you. And they were just dragging you on Twitter last night, and I don't blame them. They should have drugged you. As a matter of fact, I was dragging you too. I was doing a lot of retweets. So shame on you, Oprah Winfrey. Shame on you, Gayle King. And before, look, Check this out. Y'all see this picture right here? This is Gayle King and Oprah Winfrey with all of their billionaire and millionaire friends on a yacht. They had done their own personal viewing of Leaving Neverland. And if you look closely, if you want to freeze this video, go right ahead. Because if you look closely, you'll see Oprah Winfrey right next to Paul McCartney. And if you guys don't know that history, let me explain. Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson many years ago were very good friends. And they fell out simply because Michael Jackson purchased the Beatles catalog right up under Paul McCartney. And isn't it ironic that Oprah Winfrey is on a boat with Paul McCartney viewing Leaving Neverland? And all of a sudden, now she's feeling some kind of way and she's joined in and piled on trying to destroy the legacy of Michael Jackson. It's just despicable and it's disgusting. And shame on you, Oprah. And shame on your sidekick / puppet, Gayle King, as well. So that's all I got to say about that. All right, enough ranting. Okay, well anyway guys, that's all I got today for Hot Topics. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and do what? Subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. And after you subscribe to my channel, please don't forget to hit the bell icon. Because when you hit the bell icon, you can stay abreast of all of my latest videos. In other words, every time I drop a new video, YouTube will send you a notification and you too can be down with the notification squad. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got. I will holler at you later.